Our show, Mapping Stars, has brought an impressive collection of collaborators, including Nashville in Harmony, Intersection Orchestra, One Voice Chorus of Charlotte, The Temple, and Tracy Silverman. All of these groups have come together to use music to advocate for something we always could use a little more of: love. McCarthy's Codebreaker tells the story of Alan Turing, a man who, when tragically left our world, left us a story that shows how love and grief can power a work ethic so strong that it outsmarts and stops a war. Turing was ahead of his time, both in his relationships and his work in math and science. Because of Turing, I'm writing this speech and reading it from my iPhone.
I think that Codebreaker as a musical work is amazing. The music is intense, and it is difficult for the choral group to sing. The story behind it, Alan Turing, his help with the war effort and basically solving the Enigma code and winning the war in a sense because of his work. That in itself historically is significant. What happened to him after that is tragic and is something that never should happen again. His story is a reminder of how far we came and how much further we need to go, because he gave so much to the world in his work, and the world treated him terribly.
I believe that this work and this concert is so important, not only because of the musical opportunity to hear these pieces, which, have never been performed in Nashville before and may not ever be performed again in Nashville, but also I think because of the message of the works. It's so powerful, it's so human, and it speaks to all of us. And I think as an artist, I believe strongly that music is an opportunity to bring people together and build community and share an experience and open our minds and open our hearts and really respect each other and learn more about each other. And I think that this concert does that beautifully. Really unlike many other performances that I've ever engaged in, I'm so excited to work with Nashville in Harmony and just, everybody coming together. It really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Everyone in Nashville needs to see this work because of the collaboration and the community that we're trying to build as Nashville in Harmony is one of harmony. And this tells the perfect story of showing up, telling your truth, and being an authentic person and creating the community here that we want to see in the great world.
One of the things that we were discussing too is the history and from a historical standpoint, we learn from history and hopefully don't make the same mistakes. And that's one of the important things that I see in Codebreaker and in this work.
Yes, because this work is truly based on a factual story. And it's this beautiful choral work, but there's a real person, there's a real story that underlies this choral work.
So this performance features Codebreaker, but it also features a work that we'll be performing with Intersection called Seeing is Believing by Nico Muley. It is a work for electric violin and ensemble. Tracy Silverman is playing the electric violin. He performed it recently at Carnegie Hall, and he's bringing it here to Nashville. It's never been performed here in Nashville before. And that work, Seeing is Believing, has a lot to do with this idea of looking at the stars and the sky and the way in which they're constructed and the way the patterns that occur. And Nico Muley takes those patterns and he puts it musically into the work and weaves it into the work, which is where we got our title, Mapping Stars, for the program, because in Codebreaker, Alan Turing also, when he was young, with the person he was in love with, he would go outside and they would look at the stars and they would map the stars together. So it's a great kind of connection between those two pieces on the program.
Nashville in Harmony is singing Codebreaker because it's a story that has to be told. Because it tells a story about something that has happened basically in our lifetime, definitely in my lifetime. Something that has happened that very dramatically illustrates the discrimination that gay and lesbian people have endured, even those who contribute major advances and major contributions to society. And we're in a position now where those things are not as true as they once were. And we now have more laws, and we now have more equality, and we have the right to marry. And there's a very real sense that unless we tell those stories, the next generation is not going to know. They're not going to have the heritage that they need to have. They need to know who Alan Turing was, and Harvey Milk, and they need to know what the Stonewall riots were, and they need to know those things, or at least we feel like they do, so we can move forward. So this is a story that we need to tell because it expresses who our roots are, and it informs our activism moving forward. For our patrons, this is part of telling the story. We expect that our patrons are not just coming to listen to the story, but to participate in the story with us, to hear the story, to be moved by the story, and then to unite with us in our mission to use music to build community and create social change. It's not a performance, it's an invitation for us all to be involved in the process together of changing the community in which we live and making the world a safer place for gay and lesbian, transgender, bisexual people in the future.
Mapping Stars also includes a note before the show session that will include information about Codebreaker and Alan Turing's life. Mapping Stars is an important event that you won't want to miss. We have always fought for love, and we will continue to protest oppression. I'll leave you all with a quote from Alan Turing. "We can only see a short distance ahead, but we can see plenty there